How to make a YouTube video beginner's guide. This is part 2 of 2. Hey, there's no secret that YouTube is the place that you want to put your videos if you want to get views. They have over 2 billion monthly active users. Those users watch over 1 billion hours of videos every single day. That's equivalent to 114,000 years of videos every single day. That's where you want to be, but you got to know how to make videos there. You know it. Video creators can make hundreds a month or thousands or tens of thousands or even millions of dollars by creating videos on YouTube. But how do you do it? How do you get started? In this particular video, I'm going to go over the other 5 things that you need to do to create videos. Now, if you didn't watch the first video, you want to go back and watch part 1 of this series. This is a 2-part series. I'm going to show you the tricks, tips, and techniques you need to create great videos and build your audience. Hi, I'm JR Fisher and I've been selling online since 2009. I've sold millions of dollars of both digital and physical products, and I've learned a few things along the way, and I share them with you on this channel. Also, I've got an e-commerce course. It's a $97 course, but you can get it absolutely free. There's a link in the description below. You can click it and learn. No credit card required. Now, have you already tried to make videos for YouTube? It can be frustrating. Put whatever comments you have below. If you have questions, if you need help, put those questions and comments below. Now, if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel. There's a big subscribe button right there. You see it? Grab that subscribe button. Don't forget bell notifications. There's a little bell next to it. You got to click the bell. When you ring the bell and turn on all notifications, you automatically become part of the Fisher family, the VIP group. Oh my gosh, VIP group that gets notified every single time I do a video. You don't want to miss out on a single one, so make sure you hit that button, smash that button. All right, let's jump right into this. We're making videos for YouTube now. We've been through the first 5 steps. Let's go ahead and tackle the second 5. Now, this is step 6. Set up your video recording. Now that you know your audience, you've got your ideas, you got your topics all planned out, you need to start making videos. The first thing you're going to want to do is write a script or at least an outline. I think this is super important. I don't necessarily do fully scripted ones unless maybe I'm doing a video for a sales page, something along those lines. But if I'm just doing a video for YouTube, I have my computer right here, okay, and I will have some bullet points of things that I want to talk about. So you do want to be organized. The one thing I see with a lot of people is that they just turn on the camera and randomly talk. There's no plan, there's no guide, there's no path for them to go down, and they kind of just sound like they're rambling. So you don't want that to happen to you. And make sure once you've written that script and you've set up where you're going to work, make sure you've cleaned up your work area. Okay, don't have it messy, don't have things behind you that are distracting or junk all over your desk. Okay, it'll really take away from your video. You want to make sure you get your camera and your lighting adjusted. This is really important because if you have a blurry video, or if the sound is really poor quality, people aren't going to watch it. Now, you may not have help in doing so. If you don't have help in doing so, you can set an object where you will be and focus on that object. It can be a stand, it could be a light, it could be whatever you want, but make sure you have something in that spot so you can get it focused on that spot and set your camera to go. Now, if you're recording from your computer, make sure that you have all the other programs closed. Video recording on a computer can use up a lot of your memory, and it can mess it up if you don't have all these other programs closed because they're all trying to run at the same time. You also want to avoid recording in front of a window. A window light is great, but you don't want to be standing in front of it. You want the window light behind the camera, so you'd set the camera in the window and you would stand in front of the camera so that the light is actually shining on you. The next thing you want to do is position your camera correctly. A lot of people will film straight on, and I kind of am now in this, but I have an editor and he goes back in and he puts me on the right side and the left side and zooms in and out and does all that stuff. But if you're going to have a still video, you want to do the rule of thirds, where you position yourself in the center of the frame. Here's an example of what I'm talking about right here. Step 7 is record your desktop, and what I mean by that is do a run through of whatever you're going to record so you get your timing right and the length of your video correct. Length of a video is super important. If you do a bunch of 1 and 2 minute videos, you're really not going to build your channel. You do better to make them on the longer side. I think 10 to 12 minutes is optimal because YouTube at some point is going to want to run ads on your videos, and if you've only got 1 or 2 minute videos, they can't put too many ads and something like that. so you want to think a video about 10 minutes. Once you get used to doing videos, you're probably going to be able to figure out what a 10 and 20 minute video is just based on how long the script is. I know I've kind of figured that out at this point. Now, recording your videos can be as simple as a cell phone on a stand or you holding it, to very, very complicated with very expensive equipment, and you decide what's going to happen there. But none of that matters as much as the content does. Does it help people out, or does it entertain them? The two reasons why they're watching videos on YouTube. Now, you'll want to customize your settings based on what type of video you're trying to record. If you want to get that blurred background, that bokeh background, you're going to need to move away from the wall a little bit, maybe 4, 5, 6 feet, and you're going to need to have your camera 5 or 6 feet in front of you, and you're going to need to have the correct lens to do that. So that's a little bit more advanced, but I know some of you watching one of my videos are going to go, well, how does he do that? That's how all this is done. So initially I started off with just a camera and just a stand and standing, you know, against a wall, and you know, initially that's how you should start, because you want to work your way up. You don't want to spend a lot of money on equipment, because some of it you may not even need. I have a lot of equipment I've purchased I don't use much. An example here, this microphone that looks really cool for my desk, but I don't really use it that much. I could probably do without that. Now, I did buy that microphone to record a lot of training I was doing, and it was all audio, so it came out pretty good. So it was useful for what I did use it for. But you don't want to just spend money in the beginning. You do a whole lot better just to make some videos and get some content out there. Number 3, finish recording and look at it. And I do mean look at it. Too many times people will record a video and they assume it's okay, and they take that little SD card out and they take down all their equipment and they go sit down to edit, and there's some bad errors in it. So make sure that your sound worked in it. We always do a sound check first. That way I'm making sure this microphone right here is working, okay? And we have somebody behind the camera that can look at the actual video and make sure everything's lined up and looks good. So make sure you do that in your finished recording step. Number 8, edit your video. You need to edit it, okay? Too many times people will just record a video and they don't edit it. It should be edited. You should have some zoom ins and zoom outs, and you need to have some editing software to do that. I recommend Camtasia. I use Camtasia for everything. It's really awesome. We've done really well with it. I will put a link in the description there where you can get a discount on Camtasia and get a trial of it, but it's a super good editing software, and it's really not that expensive. You'll be glad you have it, and you will use it a lot. You want to think about things like trimming mistakes. Like sometimes I'll say or something along those lines, or I'll say now too many times, and I try to take some of those things out. You can do it really simply in Camtasia, and it makes it a whole lot easier, and it makes the video a whole lot more watchable when you take all those things out. So think about it this way: when you're recording your video, if you make a mistake in something you say, don't start it all over again. Just re-say whatever it is that you messed up, and you can edit out the one that you didn't do properly. Make sure you use cuts in your videos. There's a lot of transitions when you get into Camtasia, and some of them are just overkill. They look silly. There's just too much to them. I just use jump cuts or fade ins and fade outs. That's the only thing I ever use in Camtasia. I just don't like all the other effects. I think they're more distractive to the actual video. I would recommend you adding some titles, transitions, annotations. If you notice in a lot of my videos, I'll have, you know, a picture on the screen about something I'm talking about, or an example, a short video, something along those lines, and that's real helpful. A lot of times when I'm making bullet points, we'll put the words on the screens, so that's real helpful to the viewer also. Now let's go over a few of the other things in editing that could really help you out. A video intro helps a lot. That way you have the same type of intro on all your videos, and it can be a 3 to 8 second one. It doesn't have to be that long, and it kind of does an attention interrupt. So in the beginning of the video, you're going to state what you're going to talk about, what the video is going to be about, attention interrupt. Then you're going to talk about, you know, who you are, why you have a right to tell them these things, and then get into the meat of the video and then recap it at the end. If you want to add music, you can add music. You don't have to add music. The one thing that I see with music that people mess up is the music's too loud. The music should be just a little bit in the background where you barely hear it. You don't want it overpowering your actual audio on the video. Make sure also, if you're going to use music, make sure it fits the mode of that particular video, okay? So you wouldn't have a lot of cutesy music and stuff, you know, up and down, real high beat music if somebody is talking about accounting. It wouldn't make sense, okay? So make sure whatever music you choose is music that's going to match the video. There's a lot of free music in YouTube you can use. Make sure you check to see if you have to give an attribution to the artist on that, or you don't, because there are rules on that, and you'll find that in YouTube. Once again, audio is super important. Okay, poor audio can really sink your video. Make sure the audio is good. Don't put crappy audio out. Okay, no matter what, if you can't afford a microphone, get to a place where it's quiet, there's no other sounds. You could use a room of your house, you could use a garage, you could use a basement, somewhere where you're not going to get distractions or other noises. When you record outdoors, primarily you're going to want to use a shotgun microphone or a lavalier microphone like what I have here, because if you don't, your camera is going to pick up all the sounds from around you, and it's going to be really poor quality audio. One thing you can do is listen to your video with your eyes closed. That will tell you how the video actually sounds. When you're watching it, it tends to distract you a little bit, but when you close your eyes and you listen to your video, you can hear all the problems. And when you're editing, create a compelling outro. Okay, a little video that's going to be an outro for your particular video you did. Don't forget also, you want to put all your videos in playlist on your channel. That's super important. The more playlists you have and the more variety of different playlists you have in there, the better off you're going to be with your videos in SEO. Make sure you tell people in the beginning and in the end to subscribe to your channel. That's super important. If you don't tell them to subscribe, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed, you got to do it right now. Hit that subscribe button down there. If you don't tell them to do that, they will forget or they won't know to do it. Also, tell them to turn on notifications. Okay, notifications are super important, and they have to turn on notifications, and they have to set it for all notifications. If they do that, they'll be notified when you do a video, and you'll be able to build your audience that much faster. After you've done all this, you got it edited. Step number 9 is upload your video to YouTube. Now, if you use a product like Camtasia, you can actually save the video to YouTube from Camtasia. What I like to do is save it as a file, because when I have that file, then I edit that file, then that file is actually uploaded to Dropbox where I keep it, and one copy is uploaded to YouTube. So either way you want to do it, you can do it straight from Camtasia if you choose to do so. Number 10, really important, you've done all this work, optimize your video for YouTube. You've done all this work, why wouldn't you optimize it? Why wouldn't you do all the right things? Now, we use TubeBuddy to help optimize ours. I highly recommend TubeBuddy. There's a link in the description down there. You can get it free. Okay, it's free, so go ahead and get it. If you choose to get the paid version and you use my link, you can get 20% off. We are an affiliate for TubeBuddy, so please use my link down there. I would really appreciate it. Now, keep in mind that Google processes 3.5 billion searches a day. If you don't tag your video, if you don't use the proper titles, if you don't use the right keywords, your video's not going to get found. So make sure you use something like TubeBuddy and optimize that video. Now, I hope this has helped you out. If you haven't watched part 1 of this series, it's a 2-part series, go back and watch part 1. There's a link in the description there. And also, yeah, the e-commerce course, there's an e-commerce course that's $97 you can get for free. All you have to do is click and learn, no credit card required. Make sure you put your comments below. Let me know how you like this video. If you have a subject you want me to do a video on, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and notifications, turn on the bell notifications, turn on all notifications. I really appreciate you watching this video. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.